I gotta say right now, yeah, you guys don't even know how good this man smells right now. What fragrance is that?
That is. Do I look like a savage? Do I look like a savage?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna give it no promotion though.
No, it's my fight week scent.
Smells like money.
We get savage this week. No, that's after. That's the first next week. So next week it'll be money, but this week it's savage. It's the savage fragrance Sauvage.
Savage, you see that? Big man thing.
Johnny Depp.
Shout to Johnny Depp right now. Shout to Johnny Depp. So I gotta ask you, to the people watching,
That was my Zoolander.
I like that. You look good though. I'm telling you. I'm gonna steal this exact outfit you got. Yeah. It's gonna be on my Instagram.
I just need a motorbike for it. I'm just thinking.
You look good. You look younger than me as well. You look like 21.
Well, that's the oil of Olay once a day.
The oil of Olay. Big man thing. Black don't crack. Black don't crack. You already see it. I gotta ask you though.
Yeah.
Can you give some motivational advice to the people watching? Because right now it's a lot of people are going for a hard time right now.
Yeah.
We've come out of lockdown, everything like that.
Yeah.
So can you give some motivational advice to those watching? How you got your start?
My one goes that I never switch off. So I expect the worst to fight and get the best out of a situation. So I'll always approach tough times especially in sport, when you're dealing with athletes, ups, downs, injuries, you got to sort of be there for them. And that also means when they win, to keep them down, that they don't leave our atmosphere or our hemisphere. But at the same time, of course, to be there when they've got those tough days. So I always come across very confident about my fights and fight week, but I always also prepare everything, every scenario. And I think life is about being prepared for everything. And lockdown and the world was, it was, especially our industry, it was like we woke up, everything stopped. So I looked at.
Well, we're getting a lot of great fights now.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of great fights now, but I think that you always have to make the most of what you have at that time. So I remember at the time thinking, right, what have I got? I've got kids.
Of course.
Right? So we're all locked down, and I've got the most out of spending time with my children, which I don't normally get to do that much of, unfortunately. So it was a very special time. So I think, to come back to you, I think it's about preparation. Always be ready for the worst, but in a positive way, ready for challenges and see things, bad things that happen more as a challenge and not as a problem.
I like that. This week we've been seeing a lot of back and forth between Fury's camp and Anthony Joshua's camp, and I think a lot of people think it's very easy to set up a fight. Could you sort of tell the casual fans how difficult it is? Because I think they think it can be done in a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, especially the big heavyweight ones. I mean, I remember we did Hey Klitschko. It's 10 years ago now, a bit more even. David's coming on Saturday. But I remember there were at the negotiation table, at least 20, 25 people representing different promoters, lawyers, everything. And I'm just thinking, well, there's only one fact here. There's two guys got to get in the ring. Mm-hmm. It's that simple, but you can make it that complicated. But ultimately, that's part of our business. So look at the Fury-Joshua situation. Fury has come out of, and I'm going to be a bit boring now, but he's come out of BT, ESPN, Frank Warren, and Top Rank. Joshua has come out of Sky, now DAZN. In the States, he's worked with all sorts. DAZN most recently, though. And Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. So, Sky and BT competing in the UK. Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren competing in the UK.
That's a fact.
There's not much love lost between Bob and Eddie. We all know that. Definitely. So, and there's not much love lost between Fury and AJ. I would actually say that if it was just down to them, you'd probably
get sorted out. We'd have it next weekend. We definitely would.
They don't dislike each other as much because ultimately a fighter always has one thing: they have respect for the other man
100%.
For being a fighter.
100%.
So we're businessmen in this wild world of boxing. But ultimately we have got the fighters to a certain place because of the paths we've chosen for him. So in Eddie's case, Sky in the past, DAZN now, and Frank's done his thing. So you can't suddenly say, I'm going to do a U-turn on it all and just ditch them, because
They've been there.
Even if you want to, can't really.
It's
do
business, big man. Now this weekend we've got a historical fight. It's one of the biggest in British boxing. I've got to ask you, so
Most iconic.
100%. So this weekend my universal credit is dropping on about Thursday or Friday. That's when the benefits come in. So if I had to bet on a winner on a round, what would you say?
I'll go Eubank in 10.
Eubank in 10. That's a.
Yeah.
They've been saying 6.
Yeah, I'm going 10. I'm going 10. I reckon Benn's going to come out swinging. I reckon Eubank's going to have a look at that. He's going to turn the engine on rounds 2 or 3.
I like it.
And the engine, when he starts the engine and the punch volume starts, whoo, that's a hot place to be.
Do you think that Conor Benn knows what he's in for? Do you think he's underestimating Eubank?
No, I don't think so, because he hasn't been in at this level yet. So you can't underestimate saying that you haven't been in with. He's probably thinking, right, I think I know what it's like. But he can't know what it's like because he's never been there before. So it's like, here we are, big fight week. And I was saying this to Junior when we were on Good Morning Britain last week. I said, look, you've done this, you've been on Good Morning Britain before, you've been on all these breakfast shows before. Conor hasn't. That's the first time today. So that's new for him. It's exactly the same thing. Saturday night is going to be new for him too. Yes, it's just a ring. Yes, it's just a ring, but it's a bit of a different place when there's 20,000 screaming people. The country's come to a standstill. This whole build-up around it, and it's incredible what both Junior and Conor are prepared to do for our viewing pleasure. Of course, they're getting paid handsomely to do it, but at the same time, that's what we want to see, isn't it? That's what we want to see. So
I have to ask you, for Chris Eubank, how is he handling the weight cut? Is that a big thing, or is he handling that okay? Because I'm seeing him eating cakes and KFC, everything. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm kind of worried right now. I saw him eating KFC.
I've got to say, he takes it all in his stride, and he's got a system to it. He's worked it out. He's trained himself a lot of his career, and he's also managed his dietary requirements a lot of his career. So
he knows his body.
Don't forget, this is a man who boxed. I promoted him first time in the World Boxing Super Series. We boxed, against George Rose, for example. He was boxing a man. I mean, George weighed in at 168. The next day was about 180. Yeah,
a very good puncher as well.
Yeah, very, very big.
And he took everything.
It was an amazing fight, that. But the thing was, Junior was really having to eat his way up to that weight. You look at the last fight, he weighed in, it was at 160, Liam Williams, he weighed in at 159. So actually the ask is relatively little. It's still an ask, but he's very confident with the time, and the KFC. I'm not quite buying it, but Junior's. He said to me 60%. He's even
60%.
He even says that privately. It's not just it's just 60%. That's all I need.
So big man thing, you got it here. Prediction, 10th round. Yeah. So bet your universal credit money on that this week. You'll be a millionaire, bruv. Big man thing. Here of the legend. Thank you so much for your time.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, man. Thank you.